Hello, it's Gray.
Hello, it's Crystal.
And this is Best Asian Beauties, a supernatural commentary podcast where I, someone who has seen this show many times.
And I, someone who only knows the show through social media, discuss every single episode of Supernatural from start to finish. Also, we are both Asian.
Both Asian, for today's episode, we will be discussing Season 6, Episode 11, Appointment in Samarra, written by Sarah Gamble and Robert Singer, directed by Mike Roll.
Has Robert Singer written before?
I don't think so. I feel like I would have noticed if that was the case.
Oh no, apparently he wrote Sin City as well, with Jeremy Carver.
Boo. What are his other writing credits for Supernatural?
304 Sin City, 611 Appointment in Samarra, 716 Out with the Old, and 1315 A Most Holy Man, all of them partnered with somebody.
A Most Holy Man is his? That's so... Well...
It's his and Dab's.
Yeah,
Did Dab and Laughlin break up?
Yeah, because Dab became showrunner, remember?
Oh, and Laughlin couldn't stand his beloved becoming more successful than him.
Yeah, many such cases in romantic relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this episode. I enjoyed it tremendously.
It has fun time.
It has all of the Supernatural classic characteristics. Morality story that is so corny, tired, and played out. Check. Weird race thing. Check. Discussions about Sam's autonomy as a person. Got it.
Yeah.
Bobby hate. Love Bobby hate.
Love it.
Love Bobby hate. Yeah, so I was like enjoying it the whole time.
Yeah, this is Sarah Gamble's first season 6 episode after 601. I guess show running takes a lot of time out of you.
This is like, what do you call it? The mid-break? The mid-season hiatus.
I see.
So this is the last episode, I'm assuming, before we go back in January, or they go back. They went back in January. So, yeah. Happy New Year. Happy 2011 to all of these people.
So true.
What did you know about this episode before going in? I mean, obviously, there are classic ones, but, like, aside from that. Wait, what are the classic ones?
What do you mean?
Like, you know that it's gonna be the one with Death.
Yeah, the one where Dean has to take Death's ring and take over for a day, and people think it's cool. I didn't know it was this episode, but of course I saw the post that was like, you know, like Dean shows that he thinks of Bobby as a father by saying it to him, and Sam shows it by trying to kill him for a spell that calls for patricide, and someone blogs and says Sam's always been special in that way.
God, that is a hilarious, altogether hilarious subplot to this episode. Loved it. I think, honestly,
it's wonderful.
Like, we'll get into it later. But yeah, aside from that, like, did you like connect the dot that like obviously the dot's connected here, but like, did you connect the dot that like it was Death who was gonna bring Sam back?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I also forgot. So, like, a shock to the both of us. I suppose it was always going to be that Death is going to come back. And that there is, like, the very obvious solution of, like, they opened the gate through, or they opened the portal through the rings. And so they may very well open it again through the rings. It does make me wonder, because what did Death need all that help for if he can just open it by himself? He didn't have the other rings, did he?
True.
So,
yeah. Yeah. Good question.
Yeah. Maybe it was fated, as he so evidently wants Dean to learn.
Yeah, maybe so.
We start the episode with Dean Winchester driving up to a Chinese grocery store.
Yeah.
And like,
And he hates it. He
no,
thinks it's so disgusting and horrible that the place he has to go is near a Chinese grocery store
it's
or
like,
above a Chinese grocery store. He hates mixed use housing, and he is for every zoning law that prevents affordable housing from being built in every city.
it's crazy because like they make it a point to show that it's like a Chinese place, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like this is like it just so happened. Like they make it a point of showing it, and then they have a scene where like Dean looks at the address, and then he looks at the address on the building, and
Mm.
then he goes, "Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me!" And I was like, "What for?
What for?
What for? What is the kidding part of this, Dean?"
Yeah. What's funny? What's the joke, Dean?
And I mean, because the gag is that he's meeting a doctor, and it's like in a Chinese grocery store, I think. But
Yeah,
like,
he
I
lives
don't.
above one, and Dean's like, it's unsanitary there? Right?
Yeah,
Like, doesn't he say, like, don't you care about hygiene as a doctor?
I just cannot help but feel that it is like because it is a Chinese place. That's why he's
Yeah.
saying it. I mean, what other reason would there be? That is
I think he's maybe just against mixed use housing in general.
like, I think they make it explicitly a point to show that they're butchering live animals or not like fish.
Not just regular. Yeah.
Yeah, like no,
Are
that's not.
fish really live animals? Yes, they are. Sorry to fish.
Also, is it called butchering if it's fish?
I don't know. Why not?
Why not? They're butchering fish.
Call
I
it
have been
whacking them
told
with that big wooden thing.
I have been told that like in American markets they don't have like a live fish.
Yeah, no, they just like have them frozen.
Yeah.
Like
Which
they don't
is
even put them out on ice.
is that true? No, that's wild.
Well, sometimes they have them in like they have them like skinned and like cut and deboned and then put in like containers the way that you would see like a unskinned like chicken breast in like
That's
a thing.
wild. I
Yeah.
mean, why not even do the displaying on ice thing?
I think they don't like to know that the thing they're eating had eyes and a soul.
Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, get over it.
I mean, I think I've told you this, right? But like when I go to school, I pass by a goat butcher shop.
Yeah,
So like the goats, when it's early morning, the goats are literally hanging by the hooks. Like, I mean, the
yeah.
butchered goats, but like they're draining the blood or something. I don't actually know how butchering works. But like in the morning they're like shaking. Anyway,
Yeah,
people should know. I think people should know that like you're eating an animal. That's kind of
yeah,
important about eating an animal. Like that's
yeah,
kind of vital in the
yeah,
process of eating an animal. But okay, whatever.
yeah.
I'm
Maybe US
shocked that
meat
they don't do
consumption would
the
go down.
like I kind of understand not having the fish tanks. I do also wonder sometimes like what's the point of all this? Like they're all crammed up in there. Like what's going on?
Yeah, there's just I guess they do go bad less quickly if you kill
Yeah.
them there, even if they're in pretty bad living situations before they get killed.
Yeah. I suppose so. So he's like going in looking at the I'm not even sure if there's a fish tank in this place. He's just looking at the guy with a knife going, yucky. Well, um literally he comes in and he starts asking the butcher like hey, so like I'm looking for and this guy just like looks at him and goes, "This is a white guy wearing a leather jacket. He's obviously a hunter." So he just leads him to the back, like just go there over there. And as
Mhm.
Dean comes up, we meet this guy who was apparently a friend of John's. He's like, "Oh my God, like you've grown up so much. Like I used to treat your dad like I would put him back together, but of course it was ages ago when I had my medical license, but now I don't. Let's go." Yeah, and then this is the bit where Dean asks, like, I'm like not a germ freak, but like And the doctor says, like, the rent is cheap here. Anyway, we come in. There's an assistant. She hates Dean's ass. Very important.
Yeah.
And we don't know what this is all about. But like, they talk a little bit about like, oh, okay, here's the money. Am I, like, what's the success rate here? The doctor says 75%. Um, and he tells the doctor that if something happens to go wrong, to send this to the address, and we see the letter, and it's for Benjamin Braden.
Yeah.
What do
Does
you think
Lisa
about
mean
that?
nothing to you?
I mean, what? What did you ask?
I said, does Lisa mean nothing to you, to Dean?
No, why is it to Ben?
Yeah, like, I just feel like if he dies, Lisa should learn first and then figure out the
How
best
to
way to
tell the
put it
kid?
to
Yeah,
Ben.
yeah. There are actually many choices in this episode that I have that kind of reaction to. Like,
Mm,
if I was talking to Dean in real life, I'd go, Dean, don't do that. But like,
yeah.
as someone who's watching the show, I find like interesting, like that's fun, interesting stuff. Like the fact
Mm,
that he would think that it's more important to tell Ben or have Ben be the contact than Lisa, I think is interesting. Because
yeah.
like I remember he would tell Ben like you take care of your mom or something.
Mm,
Like back in the day, like 5 episodes ago, I don't know. But
yeah.
like I think that speaks to something about Dean. Because I'm sure like the contents of that letter isn't just I'm dead, RIP to me. It's like, you know, take care of your mom. And like
Mm,
I think it's like if he said that to Lisa, like take care of Ben, that's so fucking condescending. He's been doing it forever.
mm.
Uh and so I suppose it must go to Benjamin Braden.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess so.
Also, can I just say I don't want to make fun
Mm.
of people's names. But
Okay.
I do think naming your
Don't do a
child
BB.
Benjamin is like kind of wild. Is Benjamin a wild name?
I think it's
Like,
pretty normal.
I feel like you should buy, well, to be fair, this was in 2011. So maybe it was fine.
Mm,
I feel like in 2025, if you're like 20 years old, the only reason why you would have the name Benjamin is you know how like the some trans guys would have names that are like a dead soldier from World War II would have. Like
yeah.
that should be the only reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So true.
So true.
Shout out
Gregory
to
House
all the
MD.
trans guys who are probably named Whiston.
No, are there any? Let's find them. If you're named Wystan, Wystan, and it is because if you're named Wystan you, contact us. Yeah. From beyond the grave even, if it's
Yeah,
possible.
if it's possible.
The assistant inserts a needle on him and he's like, ouchie! But then the doctor injects a liquid into the IV and then he's out. Oh, also the doctor makes a comment about how, oh, you're not sending Sam anything, and Dean says like, if this doesn't work, he doesn't give a fuck, which is like kind of real. I mean, it's true.
Mm,
Number one.
it's true.
Number two, like, I think it did give me like oh, I kind of get where Dean is coming from. Like, I don't think I ever really thought about the fact that how Dean may be feeling over the fact that Sam does the gaff about him. Because, like, I don't think we ever really focus on it that much, surprisingly. Don't you feel like? Like, we focus a lot on
Mm,
how Sam feels about not feeling anything. We also focused on the actions that result to that, but a lot of the Dean side is like, as we mentioned before, like surprisingly accepting.
right.
So I don't think we ever really deep dived into like is Dean hurt or anything about Sam not being like if he died, Sam would be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think I've thought about it. Like, I don't
really,
know, we talked about it a bit also in terms of in You Can't Handle the Truth, how he loses Lisa and Ben sort of in that phone conversation before. Like, I don't like, was like when he was getting ready to kill Sam because he thought it wasn't him, and You Can't Handle the Truth, like, he was feeling that kind of loneliness, and then he lost Lisa and Ben, and Bobby didn't really want to talk to him on the phone that much either. And then, like, the whole Sam reveal happened. But I guess maybe post Soul of Sin, we haven't returned to that yet, but I guess I just assumed it was about the same feeling.
yeah, I suppose so. But anyway, now he's dead, and we get the a similar thing as we have the other times Dean has interacted with Tessa, where like he walks in and sees his dead body. Very fun.
Mm.
And then so he goes out of the room. He calls on to Tessa. Tessa appears, and Dean says, "I need to talk to Death." And Tessa says no, but then Death shows up. Hell yeah.
They have a conversation in the Chinese grocery store, and, like, Dean is saying, "Oh, I have your ring still, Death, and I'll give it back to you if you do something for me." And Death is like, I know where it is, you have no leverage, etc. So, what do you want? And Dean says that he wants Death to get Sam's soul out of the cage. And also get Adam, by the way, because he too is in this
I
cage.
was so happy to hear this. I was
Yeah,
like, at least they didn't like fully forget. Has
yeah,
Adam literally been mentioned in season 6?
maybe?
I truly don't think so.
Maybe not, yeah.
Yeah, I truly don't think so.
Well,
But like,
thank you, Sarah Gamble, for remembering.
yeah, and I love that, it's the same vibe as like when towards the in Swan Song when Dean is like,
Mm.
"Oh, Adam, I'm coming for you next, like hang in there or whatever," and then never did, and now it's like Dean is like, "No, you have to get them both out," and literally the instant death is like, "Nope, only one." Dean's
No,
like,
pick
"Okay, who
one.
give
He's
a
like,
shit
okay,
about
Sam.
Adam?"
Yeah, yeah. And, okay, Death says that Sam's soul has been flayed to the raw nerve, and there's no way to just remove the hell part from it. But he can put the memories of hell behind a wall. Sometimes I remember how Cass just took on Sam's, like hell madness or whatever it was called, and then it was fine.
Literally.
Ugh,
Well,
whatever.
you
Wild.
know,
Mm,
I mean, this wall thing, it's
mm,
like, well, one, it's stupid, I feel.
mm.
Two, however stupid it is, I do love the way Death talks about it later. As like, there's gonna be an itch there. Don't scratch it. Which is
Yeah.
like very fun. Like that's a very fun. I think maybe they should have kind of went that like more abstract route with it.
Mm,
With like with regards to how it works.
yeah.
Like it's just in a room in a corner in Sam's head. It's like
Mm,
it sounds so stupid.
yeah.
But like portraying it as like I don't know, like Sam interacting with Sam in some way, it's fun. But also just the general idea of like I actually don't remember that much how the like health trauma starts manifesting. Or like what
Mm.
happens? Is it just a natural breakdown of the wall? Or does something happen? Gas takes
Um,
it away.
Cass like takes it away, yeah, during
No,
his
literally.
evil mode period.
No, but like Sam like was still going.
Yeah,
for a
it
long
just seems
time.
like he was hallucinating Lucifer a lot, which, like, is like it was bad for him, but it was like livable. Like, they keep talking about it like he'll just instantly die.
Also, isn't it wild that like Sam was like still kind of going for a while after that wall breaks down, but
Yeah.
Cass takes it and he's just immediately like the way they portray him during that era in season 7. I don't
Yeah.
know. This wall thing, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, yeah.
So Cass has all the memories of Sam being tortured in hell after he takes away the hell madness.
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's also
They
some
don't
people
do
who
anything with that.
argue about how like the hell trauma shouldn't even, or like the hell trauma that Cass has, is it like as if the trauma is happening to him? Or is it
Right.
just like having Sam's memories of it? In which case, like, if you have the memories of something bad happening, I mean, that must suck. But if it's not happening to you in the memories, like, what's the situation? How much more or less sucky is it? I don't know. This wall
Yeah.
thing again, we don't know.
Hmm.
Don't know about the wall.
Dunno. This wall's gonna hold back the hell memories, but it's not going to be permanent. And when it collapses, he's done, apparently. And for Death to do this, in return, he wants Dean to win a wager, which is that he has to be Death for a day. He has to put on Death's ring, which will give him Death's powers. He has to do everything that Death does for a day, and if he doesn't do a job or takes the ring off within the 24 hours, then he loses. This whole time, Dr. Roberts has been trying to bring Dean back because he's been gone way longer than the 3 minutes he gave. And Dean asks, like, why are you doing this? And Death goes, because, and then Dean wakes up, so we never learn.
How does how does death work? Because like
No, yeah, exactly. Like, he didn't have the ring this whole time. I assume people were still dying, so his powers are
no
innate,
no
so
no no
why does
no.
he need the ring?
Dean dies. Like Dean loses
mm,
his heartbeat.
mm-hmm.
But like, does death touch him?
Um, I don't think so. Not yet.
Well, I suppose I
Or
don't
maybe
know.
Death touches him, but Tessa
No,
doesn't
because
reap him.
no, yeah. The other ones have like this whole thing where it's like they're alive and suffering until you touch them.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know what the situation is. I suppose when he got touched, he must have death must have been invisible or something. That could also
Mm-hmm.
happen. But
True.
anyway, Dean's now back in his body and he is considering, and they're in Bobby's house, they're talking about it. When's the last time we saw Bobby?
Was it after Weekend at Bobby's or was it Weekend at Bobby's?
Was it literally Weekend at Bobby's?
Well, let me check the episode list. Oh wait, no, it had to be after Weekend at Bobby's because did we see his reaction to knowing Sam was still? Oh well, we saw him in You Can't Handle the Truth on the phone,
Oh yeah,
and
you're
then
right.
was he there for the aftermath of that?
Did they call Bobby a singular time about Sam being soulless?
It just feels like this must have happened.
I don't think so. I think they went to Samuel. I think for a moment they were replacing Bobby with Samuel.
Yeah, no. The last time we saw him was in You Can't Handle the Truth.
Wow. Sidelined Bobby.
Yeah. Didn't Dean promise that the thing he would do after he got out of Cage Heat was hunt down Samuel and kill him?
Yeah, but
Really slacking on that one.
Yeah, but Sam ran away and then came back. So like they have other priorities. It is also hilarious to me that the last episode ended with Sam Power walking away and now he's just fully here. Like, hell yeah.
No, yeah, actually, where did he go?
He just took the scenic route to the car door. So that's why
So
he was
true.
walking away.
So true. At Bobby's, Sam is adamant that he does not want Dean to try this because if he gets his soul back, he will die. And this wall thing does not seem very trustworthy. And Sam says, "Oh, you're playing pretty fast and loose with my life here, don't you think?" And Dean says, "I'm trying to save your life." And Sam says, "Exactly, Dean. It's my life, it's my soul, and it's not your head that's gonna explode when you fuck up." Which I guess starts the whole thing this episode where it's like, I don't know, just like Sam's autonomy debates, classic supernatural move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that
it is his
argument,
life and his soul, but if he's gonna be killing people, the people who he's trying to kill should have some say in it.
yeah. I mean, honestly, like when he started killing Bobby, I was like, well, well. But okay, I think the question that they're trying to pose here is, I would say, the same question that they were trying to pose with the demon blood addiction arc.
Mm,
Um, which is that Sam is quote unquote not in his right mind.
right.
I think that is more effective here than it was
Mm,
in the Demon Blood arc.
right.
Uh I I don't I think a part of it is that like later on he asks Bobby like, are you gonna lock me out? And
Mm-hmm.
Bobby says like, not unless I have a reason to. And then like they only lock you up when he does have a reason to. So like it doesn't feel as egregious or as
Yeah.
like the thing is I feel like in both situations, Supernatural, the TV show, wants us to react similar ways. Like
Mm-hmm.
be on the same side of like Bobby and Dean on both accounts. But
Right.
like I wasn't in the Demon Blood. And here I am a little bit more on Dean and Bobby's side. So like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe Sarah Gamble likes this theme. Like, didn't she write?
Mm-hmm. When the levee breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I think she likes this theme and wants to do things with it. Um, I don't know. Like I feel a little bit like okay. I mean, like again, they do deliver more complexity to it this episode. It's
Mm.
just that like I don't know. I suppose like okay, I'll go back to what I was first trying to say. The question here is that like if you're sick in some way or other, like who is the person who is your what do you call that? Power of attorney, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
was trying to figure what that was called before the
yeah.
episode started
Who's your
too.
power of attorney? And like here, it argues that it's Dean. And that
Yeah,
this is a
I don't
situation
think
where
it
a power
should
of
be.
attorney is required. I I like when Sam is like, no, don't put my soul back in. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, literally don't. I don't think Dean should have power of attorney. Like, I mean, for like various reasons, but also on top of those reasons, just he doesn't want Sam's soul back for reasons related to Sam. He just wants his brother to love him again.
I'll point this, I was supposed to point this out later, but I think there's an excellent line in the later scenes that really points to that. Actually, I will just point it out later. But like,
Mm.
yeah, Dean doesn't care about Sam in this situation, which Sam points out. Like, he
Yes.
cares about himself and his idea of the little brother that he has.
Yeah.
And, like, I think one, that's the issue. Two, like, I wish Sam explained to Bobby, like, oh, I'm killing you because I need to commit patricide so that my soul can't come back in. Because, like, then it wouldn't be like, oh, I just tried to kill
I
you.
just want to kill you because I hated your vibes.
Like, if Dean was like, okay, no, we're not gonna attempt to put your soul back in, I promise. Like, he'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't need to kill Bobby. Like,
No, for real.
so, like, I wish they just told him. So,
Yeah, yeah. Like I was saying, like, it's not good that he's trying to kill people, but he is only trying to kill people once it's his own survival on the line. Like,
yeah,
he is 100% certain that what Dean is doing right now is going to kill him, so he's doing this so that he doesn't die. Like, I feel like that's reasonable, honestly.
yeah. And also, like, I find it so fascinating that he jumps immediately to, well, I gotta kill Bobby because he understands that he can't reason Dean out of this one.
Hmm.
And, like, that's what I find so fascinating. He just gives up on that front completely
Yeah.
because he understands it's not gonna work. And if this was like about something else and Sam had his soul, he would have argued to hell and back with Dean. He would have.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
like, I just find so fascinating that like without that soul component, he's just like,
Hmm.
yeah, Dean is an unreasonable person to have this conversation with, which is true.
Yeah. God. I love it when they make an episode that's like, and Sam's so dangerous, his soul needs to go back in, and we're just like, he was right for trying to kill Bobby.
He wasn't right for trying to kill Bobby, but like,
I think it
oh.
was a reasonable thing to do.
It was reasonable, and his mistake was not communicating to Bobby why he was trying to kill him. Like, he should have done it.
Literally.
Like, he should have did like evil villain speech that made him more
No.
empathetic to the audience, thus making
Yeah,
him a
yeah.
complex character.
Yeah, but he won't because, I mean, he doesn't care about being sympathetic to the audience. He cares about not dying, which, again, reasonable.
That's actually an excellent point. Like, he didn't care if Bobby knew.
Yeah. But he
That's
did
why he
say
did tell
sorry
him.
to him.
Oh, that's true. Wow.
Yeah.
Love patricide.
Love it.
Yeah.
Bobby asks about Dean's half of the deal. So Sam starts leaving, and Dean's like, huh? And Sam's like, I totally understand where you're coming from.
I just
I
need
just
some
need
time to
time to
think.
think. Love it. And then he goes out to Bobby's metal yard. What's it called?
Yeah.
Scrap yard? Scrap yard.
Junkyard, where cars
Whatever
go to
yard.
die. Salvage yard, where
Salvage
cars go to
yard.
die. Yeah.
Yes. And he was apparently looking for where they hid Death's ring so that Dean couldn't use it for his end of the deal, but Dean has already taken it.
There's
And
fully just a
Dean,
hole in the ground, which I also
yeah,
love.
love it. And Dean's like, Sam, I'm your brother. I'm not gonna let you get hurt. Untrue. And Sam's like, okay, fine. I'll trust you here. Barely, because you're the one with the moral compass. So I should. Love when somebody lies. And Dean's like, okay, yay, bye. And
And
then he
then
tells
turns
Bobby,
around and
I don't
tells
trust
Bobby,
Sam,
like,
watch that
watch him.
bitch. Yeah, I don't
So,
know. Fascinating dynamics here.
yeah. And he says watch him so loud too, in a way that is supposed, like the way it's shot, it's implied that Sam hears it, which is also very
Yeah.
funny. Um,
Yeah, I don't even know if Dean wanted Sam to hear. It's possible Dean wanted Sam to hear it.
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Sam probably did hear it. And now it's just Sam and Bobby and like okay. Sam asks like, okay, are you gonna lock me up now in the panic room? And Bobby says like, do I have to? And Sam so goes, no. Let's just
I
wait
mean,
for him.
currently. That is true. He has no plans to kill Bobby yet.
Yeah. He says, well, let's just wait for Dean to get fucking going. And so Dean does. He goes out, puts on the ring, and Tess is there. And yeah, what Tessa explains what they're gonna try to do, which is that they have like a list of names that Dean can't look at. And for the next 24 hours, he just has to kill who is on that list, basically. So they go around the town killing people. And like, I find this fascinating. Does Tessa have this power?
Like the touching people and they die power?
Yeah. She's just a
No.
reaper.
Yeah.
She's not a killer. Wow. but, but she's not.
She's not a father, she is a killer.
Yeah. Wow. R.I.P. to who the fuck does Jeremy Strong play in Succession?
Kendall?
Kendall. I always forget his name. But yeah, R.I.P. to Kendall Roy.
Mm.
He's not a killer. So he just touches who's supposed to die. They die. R.I.P. And if he removes
Mm.
the ring before the 24 hours, time's up. And also, he's not gonna get Sam's soul back. So,
Yeah.
okay. This entire sequence is so like you learn like shit you learn when you're like in third grade. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's so wild. It's kind of wild to see it on your screen played by adults complete with a straight face. Like, what is this? And also the morals are just like it's like literally you go to church, the priest tells you everything happens for a reason kind of deal. You know?
Yeah.
Which is like it's both fascinating because it's a very basic moral tale that they play
Mm.
completely straight. And
Mm.
also too that like they don't add anything to it.
Yeah.
It's just that.
Yeah.
Like,
Like what I learned is that Dean Winchester is stupid.
yeah. Has he never read a fable?
Aesop, I read.
Has he never? But yeah, well, only read Aesop in between this episode and Baby. So,
Yeah, so true.
couple seasons to go.
Mm.
He's gonna get to the point in season 11 where he has read Aesop, but it's not today. Like literally how we describe it, that's fully what happens. But before we get into that, we get a fun and fresh scene where
Yeah.
Sam summons an angel, and it's Balthazar.
There he
And
is.
yeah, so like he tells Balthazar, like Balthazar calls him out for like calling him, like, why me? And Sam goes like, desperate times, blah blah blah, I need your help. And Balthazar says, like, go ask your boyfriend. Very
Yay!
fun. Sassy, alright.
Yay! Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
Love it,
Um,
love it, love it.
and I
Everyone's so stuck on the Balthazar line where he talks to Dean about Cass being into him, but this is just how Balthazar talks. And he
yeah,
said it to Sam first.
he
So
literally
think
said
about
it to
that.
Sam first. And I love that Balthazar was like, why don't you call your boyfriend? And Sam, with no hesitation, just goes, Cass is busy. Love
Yay!
it. And that's what
Yay!
makes him good at that. I'm so sorry. For the rest of season 6, we're going to be saved. And that's so important.
Yay! Anyway, yay.
Yeah. What Sam needs is something to keep a soul out forever. And Balthazar says that you don't want your soul back. That's true. And you should not want it back. And he says that he will do this service to Sam for free because it would be very nice for Sam to owe him something. And Balthazar says there's like ingredients, blah blah blah, spell maybe, but what he really needs is to scar his vessel, meaning that he needs to do something so bad that it becomes uninhabitable.
Mm.
And the thing that like And the thing that fits this criteria is patricide.
What if you hate your dad? What if your dad has bad vibes?
Literally, what if killing your dad is the way to go?
I don't know. Fascinating stuff.
I
Also,
just,
like, specifically patricide?
yeah, like if you kill your
Like,
mom,
if
that's
you kill
fine.
your mom, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly this should be like a soul to soul basis situation.
Yeah,
Like it
I
should be a vessel
agree.
to vessel case situation.
Yeah,
But
there's somebody each person can kill that makes their body like so polluted that their soul refuses to enter because they don't want to live with that. Like, I think that that makes sense. But just being patricide, fascinating look into the supernatural philosophy.
no, literally. Sam just does a smirk like you're so stupid, Balthazar, he goes. My dad has been dead for years. And Balthazar says, you need the blood of your father, but your father need not be blood. So, dun
Yeah.
dun dun! It's
Do you
killing
think
Bobby
people
time!
watching thought it might be Samuel?
Huh,
Because I think that's sort of the second option.
huh. I suppose I just thought, why else would they bring Bobby in here other than to try to kill him?
No, real.
Yeah. I
Yeah, yeah.
mean,
So,
that's an interesting
mm,
question. For Dean, obviously it's gonna be Bobby.
yeah.
For Sam,
Because
is it
Bobby
really
loves like a
Bobby?
coworker.
It's not. It's the thing.
I mean, I guess Samuel also loves him like a coworker. Also, I
Yeah.
don't know. What even is the metric of like a father to me?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you love them, they love you.
I was
Like,
a little bit.
you've done specific things together. Like, what is
They
it?
play a mentor role in your life. What you can kill your
Hmm?
professor? Like, what's the situation?
Real?
What's in like? Sometimes I do think like, what if did Sam did push through with this, and it was just like, oh, Bobby doesn't count. He's not enough of a father to you, and it's like, oh, damn it, I just killed Bobby for no reason.
Yeah. R.I.P.
So we go back to our fable of the day. Tessa and Dean are talking about stuff that Dean may experience in this 24 hours. And one of them being that people want to ask questions after they die. And a big one is, what does it all mean? And Dean asks, like, okay, am I just magically gonna know? Tessa says no. And Dean's like, I don't know how to do this then. And Tessa goes, well, suck it up. And so they enter a convenience store. And there's a guy who's robbing some guy who has a kid beside him, and they're both
Yeah,
Asian.
and
Love
they're
it.
Asian.
Love it.
Love
Um,
it.
and he's robbing these two and asking them to like give money over, including the one that's like hidden away. And he threatens to shoot the kid. So like you the watcher are like, oh my god, what if it's the kid that dies? There is a kid that dies in Supernatural, apparently.
Yeah.
Didn't we have this discussion about like can children die on screen in Supernatural? Apparently they
Hmm.
can. And I feel like
Yeah.
this is an even more maybe direct way to do it versus like, you know, evil
Yeah.
child dies on a
Yeah.
yeah, like you know what I mean? Because it's like a real
Hmm.
situation. Like
Right.
it feels realer than like creepy child death or whatever.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's for later. Now, it's not the kid who dies because the older the adult hands over an envelope to the robber, and while he is trying to open it, the guy picks a gun from his register and shoots the robber. And now he's on the floor bleeding out, and Dean's like, "Wow, I guess he's
Dean's
dying."
really stoked about it.
Yeah, he's like really happy that this guy got shot. And Tessa goes like, "You need to touch him now so that he'll die." But Dean goes like, "Oh, like he's in agonizing pain, right? I'm just gonna wait." What an asshole.
Yeah. Love how Dean's first moment of going against the rules of this bet is that he loves torture so much.
No, literally. Yeah, as a
God.
guy, oh, I don't want to torture monsters, even though they're monsters, because torture is fundamentally bad.
But I
Except
will
it's
torture monsters all the time too. I love torture. And also I love torturing this guy.
literally. Um, and yeah, finally catches the guy. The guy goes like, "Why?" And Dean goes, "Mostly because you're a dick. Enjoy the ride down, pal. Trust me, sauna gets hot." Something,
I
Dean,
don't think so. I don't
I
think this is right.
it's so awful. And then like Tess is just like, okay, come on now. Like and the guy just walks there. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
even try to stay on Earth, which we know can be done.
Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, Dean's been through hell torture. It was really bad. Would he really, like, is this just like, okay, like, robbing someone, threatening to shoot their kid? Not good, but like, this is like the bar or the line at which he's like, somebody deserves that for eternity?
He literally, he was there.
Yeah.
He Oh, I'm so happy that this guy is gonna get tortured for 30 years and then start torturing other people and then become a demon in the future. Like,
Yeah, no, also, I don't, if he thinks this guy sucks so badly, this guy's probably gonna decide to start torturing people immediately, right? Like, in Dean's mind. So, like, what's the
good
gain
God.
here? Right? Like, he's like, this guy sucks. He's like fundamentally violent. That's why I think that he deserves to be tortured forever. But in the hell structure, what that means is that hell just gained a new good torturer.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot up those ranks.
Yeah,
Well,
it's very confusing to me.
yeah, it's gonna make the workplace more toxic and competitive, Dane. Have you
Yeah.
considered that?
Yeah, literally.
But, okay, their next gig is as they're walking out, they see a guy
And
who
he's
is
fat.
and he's
Gasp.
fat and he's eating a pizza. It's so
How could
creepy.
he? Doesn't he care about his life? Doesn't he care about his family's life? What a loser. I hope he dies, is all things that Dean is thinking and basically says.
It's so wild. Honestly, it's so wild to me. Like in TV shows where they would show like quote unquote a fat person
Yeah.
and the person is like literally not
Not.
fat. And
Yeah.
also like the fat phobia is insane. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on with that? Well, anyway, this not fat guy that Dean has predicted is gonna get a heart attack, gets a heart attack, and then he falls down and dies. And Dean like tells the guy like the guy asks like, "Why did I die?" And Dean goes, "Oh, it's probably the extra cheese. Like, look at you. Like you
Yeah.
think like it's just so like what's going on?" But anyway, the guy
Yeah.
agrees with him.
And
He's
I
like,
don't know, like, I feel
"Yeah,
like the
I mean that's
lesson is
probably
supposed to be you
why."
shouldn't be blasé about death in any way, but instead it's just some people deserve to die and some people don't.
Yeah, some people
But you
imagine
have
a
to do it
burger.
anyway.
Like Dean in trying to explain how that why that happens, he just goes imagine a burger. And yeah, like he has this bit where he asks the guy like, "Oh my God, is that a local joint?" And Tessa has to reprimand him to stop doing that. And
Mhm.
the guy asks like, "What does it all mean?" And Dean goes, "Everything is dust in the wind." And then, the guy is like, "How dare you sing a Kansas
Yeah.
song to me?" Incredibly terribly and maybe out of tune. And yeah, Dean's like a little bit offended, I guess. And Tessa goes, "Sorry, he's new." Honestly, Tessa is a bit
Tessa, don't say
irresponsible
that.
in the
Don't do
workplace.
that, Tessa.
Like, especially later with the kid, it's
Yeah.
insane. No, no, not the kid, the
No, with the
nurse.
nurse. She's like, oh, you died because that guy over there fucking
Not only
sucks.
did she say you died, she said you were supposed to live a full, beautiful life, and it
Yeah.
has been robbed from you. Which is like, not when I die. I don't want to hear any of that shit. Like, you tell
Yeah.
me I lived a full life. That's what you tell me. You don't tell
Yeah,
me
for
you
real.
could have been 78. I don't care.
Yeah, like if you lived the next day, you would have tripped over a rake, it would have hit you in the face, and you would have fallen over face first into a pile of shit. Thank God you're out now.
Yeah. Or the next portion of this fable is now Tessa and Dean going up to a hospital. And in the hospital room that they're in, there is a kid who's like connected to the monitors and stuff, and her dad who is reading to her, but like a photo
He's showing
album.
her a photo
Yeah.
album, yeah.
And Dean Dean like we all there's also a nurse there, and we like zoom in onto her name tag so we can get familiar with her, I guess. Um, and Dean asked like the kid or the dad, which is like kind of a wild thing to say when you can clearly see that the child is the one who has, all of the
Yeah.
wires and shit. But yeah, he says like, "Oh, this kid is so young. Like apparently she's 12 and etc. etc." And an insane
No,
thing, he asked
fascinating,
an
fascinating next
insane thing.
question.
I was like, what a
I'm
lovely writing choice.
shocked.
But he
Yeah.
he asks, does this guy, as in the father, have any
Yeah.
other family? And Tessa goes, no,
Fascinating.
not really. And that's the thing that puts him off the most.
Yeah, like, what?
That, oh my god, this dad's 12-year-old is gonna die. How about the 12-year-old who's dying? Have you considered the 12-year-old who's dying? It's just, I think it is an excellent writing choice because
Mm-hmm.
it really hammers home what it
What
is
Dean
that,
cares about.
yeah, like he's not thinking about Sam, like, the whole bit, because this whole morality tale that Death is making Dean experience is about how they keep on trying to revive Sam and Dean,
Yeah.
each other. I don't know. Like they keep on trying to live longer than they should. And Dean specifically trying to revive Sam and then bring some soul back and all that crap, all that crap. Like what he's trying to say here is that you should stop doing that. And then now we see here very visibly that he's doing it not because of Sam, but because of himself, because like he doesn't
Yep.
really have any other family.
Yeah, besides Bobby, who's like a father to him.
Yeah.
I would be asking, does this kid want to be an astronaut when she grows up? But yeah, crazy stuff.
Anyway, Dean asks like if he can skip this kid. Tessa says no. And Dean says, well, I have the ring so I can do whatever I want. And Tessa says like, it's destiny. And Dean says, fuck destiny. I spent my whole life fighting destiny, so I don't even give a shit. The little girl gets to live. And like Tessa points out that like every single time you tried to fight destiny, it didn't really work out for you. So like whatever. It's just supernatural stake on fate and free will is so fascinating because the explicit things that they are saying is that we should have free will, and we should and like like it's complex obviously, and it's a theme that they explore throughout the show, and the intensity at which they try to peddle perspectives differ throughout the entire thing, but like
Mm.
most of the time the text is like we should have our own actions and we should have free will and feel it's so important and we should fight destiny. But like all of the subtext is like you shouldn't. You should just accept your fate.
Yeah.
Like the show ends how it ends. So like I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
it's
don't
fascinating.
know. And I love how, okay, even in this one where it's like Dean eventually accepts destiny and fate, and then, but then Death is like, I'm gonna help you anyway, so you're special.
Yeah.
Like, what's dead should stay dead, and what should die, but not for you, Dean.
I think they're trying to have the same attitude that Supernatural has with anything else that it deems is wrong, which is like, yeah, it's wrong, but the only thing that you need to do about it is frown about it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like you can, fight destiny all you want, but it's still gonna catch up to you no matter what. But as long as you're sad about it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
We'll let you get out of it.
yeah. Anyway, the little girl gets wheeled to the operating room. But then they check on her, her heart's completely fine, and now she has a miracle. So they don't have to operate on her anymore. And then we
Yeah.
go we go to the nurse who is now heading out because her surgery was canceled and she can go home early. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. So, back at Bobby's, Sam comes in from the whole talking to Balthazar thing. And he and Bobby drink some beers, they play some poker. It's all very tense. And when Bobby offers to go to the fridge to get another beer, Sam sneaks up behind him to knock him out with a wrench. Love it. But apparently, Bobby had a baseball bat in the fridge, which he uses to hit Sam first. And he's like, I'm not fucking stupid, Sam, but he's disappeared when he turns around. So there's just a thing where, Sam's chasing Bobby around the house or whatever. Bobby's
He's
in the
hammering
closet.
through the fucking
And
closet. Well,
yeah,
he's in the
Sam,
closet, first of all.
yeah, he's in the closet, shout out. And Sam starts, like, whacking an axe against the door, like, what is it called? The Shining?
Yes, he's the shining
Yeah,
through the door.
like in The Shining. And Bobby's like, haha, got you. And then he pushes a button, and Sam's apparently standing on a trap door
Yeah,
that
and
deposits him.
the way they do it is Sam goes, "Well, Bobby, you should have not cornered yourself," and Bobby goes, "I didn't," and then he pushes the trapdoor open. Honestly, I would love to know the architecture of this place. Like,
Yes.
how is it there? Is there like
How'd
not a
he do
single
it?
like maybe the reason this house fucking gets destroyed later is because Bobby removed all the load-bearing foundations to make all of this shit.
No, literally. Literally, fascinating house. Love it. And Sam tries to break down the door, but apparently it's made out of reinforced steel and titanium, so he can't. So Bobby's like, okay, let's just talk. And Sam's like, okay, yeah, I guess I can't get through this door to kill you. Let's just talk. Though he may also be waiting for Bobby to let his guard down. It's hard to know exactly his intentions at every point. Yeah, oh, I forgot. Yeah, when Sam corners Bobby, he does specifically say, I got to do this, I'm sorry. Which I think is nice. Like, I don't know if this was like he thought that
That's
this
so
was the last
nice.
moment and he actually did feel sorry. I guess I'm wondering like what his motivations in saying sorry were. Like, was it like, if this doesn't work, I want Bobby to continue seeing me as sympathetic so that I can continue to maybe have a bit of a leg up? Or, like, did he feel it? I don't know.
I think sometimes you just go sorry and just like move around.
Yeah, yeah, but, like, he could also not talk, you know?
That's true.
Like, there's no reason that he needs to talk.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it is a choice
So,
to say sorry, Bobby.
yeah.
And I mean, I said earlier that he doesn't explain himself, and it is
Mm.
true. But like he does a little bit.
Yeah, he does a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, while they're having this conversation through the door, Sam says that he has to do this because he'll die if Dean puts his soul back in. And he can't let it happen. He goes, I mean, it's not like I want to kill you. You've been nothing but good to me. Untrue.
Literally not true.
Literally not true. So he must be lying about all of it. And Bobby's like, oh, is it a demon deal? And Sam says it's a spell. And Bobby's like, you're making a mistake. And Sam says, I'm trying to survive. So true. Literally reasonable, honestly. Yeah, Bobby keeps saying the wall's gonna work. Sam is skeptical. And then he says, like, what if it doesn't work? Dean doesn't care about me. He just cares about his little brother, Sammy, burning in hell. He'll kill me to get that other guy back. Ugh. Love it. Love lines. Love the truth. And yeah, Bobby goes like, yeah, that's scary, but you're scary, because you're not in your right head and you're not giving us much choice here. He was basically fine before this. I mean, he wasn't entirely because he let Deacon turn into a vampire and all that. But, like, literally, he was fine. Have we considered that?
Yeah.
We considered that he was fine. I don't know. I feel like all of his actions follow a logic that you can anticipate. And, like, I think that it's not pleasant to be hunting with someone where you know that if you do something that goes against, like, one of their, like, deeply held rules about how they want things to go, that they'll turn against you. But you also don't have to be hunting with him. And maybe
just
if they
let
focus
Sam
more
out into the world. Let him loose.
Yeah, literally. If they focused maybe a bit more on the, oh, I definitely probably got innocent people killed when I was hunting earlier, soulless, with the Campbells.
Yeah.
Like, I get that as a motivation. But yeah, right now, I guess the only motivation is I love my real brother and I need to keep this guy here so that I can get my real brother back.
Yeah. Also, Sam allegedly breaks his leg in this fall.
Does he?
Yeah, they have like a shot of his. I was watching. Sorry, I'm just really proud that I was. But
good job. It is bloody.
Yeah, he has a bloody leg and like or was it the gash? Maybe it was like he got scratched real bad. But like his leg was bloody. I thought it was broken. So when he was walking, I was like, why is he walking not weird? I thought he had a broken leg. But yeah, maybe it's just a giant fucking gash. But like it's relevant to the plot that like he's getting blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, we completely bulldoze over this. This is the plot of like the last half of Mystery Spot.
Oh, yeah.
Sam was trying to kill Bobby too. So, you know what? I just truly love that now it is evidently, it's safe to say, a recurring theme.
Yeah.
Sam trying to kill Bobby. It's so important.
It is. Bobby starts not hearing anything from the other side of the door, and then he opens it. Stupid. I would just assume that Sam was trying to lure me into a trap.
Yeah.
But yeah, he looks through, and apparently Sam went through to the panic room and then broke out through the vent in the ceiling. Love being tall.
Now we're back to Dean and Tessa. Like, Tessa is obviously very tense as she's walking around the hospital. And Dean is kind of pestering her, like, what? You're like mad at me now? Come on. But then they hear like siren of ambulance being wheeled out. It's the nurse. She got into a very bad car crash. Her heart's doing bad and they need the surgeon for the heart. And he's not there. Yeah, Dean realizes it's the nurse and he starts feeling incredibly guilty. And Tessa is like, you just knocked over a domino. Everything you do has consequences. She wants Dean to touch and kill this woman. And Dean, doesn't want to do it because she's not on the list. But says that like, if you don't kill her, it's gonna set up even more chain reactions. I thought, honestly, that the surgeon was also gonna die.
Mm.
Because the way they word it is like, the nurse gets home early, gets in a car crash she wouldn't have, and she needs a heart surgeon. And where is he? And I was like, he's about to get into a car crash.
So true. But no, it's just he also left, so he can't help her.
Also, it's a little bit wild that, like, they did not do a lot of resuscitation. Or I suppose we didn't see what was happening while they were on their way to the room.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
probably a lot there already. She dies after the injections her. Her name's Jolene. 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 Baba. I don't actually know how that song goes. And now she's like staring at her body. And she goes, but and Tessa continues her sentence like, yeah, you're so young. Actually, this is crazy. She says, actually, you were supposed to live for many decades, have kids, grandkids. And Jolene asks, then why? And Tessa says, because he screwed up.
Yeah.
Why
I
would
mean,
you do this?
she's being spiteful towards
Like,
Dean.
she's being spiteful towards Dean, ruining this woman's life even more than they already have, the both of them.
Yeah, I mean, she's raped a lot of people. I feel like she doesn't feel that much sympathy anymore.
Maybe true, yeah. But Dean still, like, tries to say I'm sorry to her. The husband comes in and sees that his wife is dead and cries over her body. Tessa and Hillary go over to
Tessa and
where
Dean.
to the hospital room where the kid with the heart disease is in. Tessa says that she is disrupting the natural order by being alive. Chaos and sadness will follow her for the rest of her life. We tried it your way, so now we have to kill her for real. Which is like kind of wild.
They had faith in the then sequence. And I think
Yeah.
it's because of this moment. I think we're supposed to go in because Dean also cheated death. Chaos and sadness is following him for the rest of his life.
Crystal, he literally
Yeah.
died and went to hell.
Yeah.
So, like, isn't that the one that is still on him?
Eventually he got there.
Yeah. No, no, no. I mean, like, I suppose, yeah, maybe Fate is the first time that they do it in the show. So it's gotta account for something.
Yeah, wait, Faith was in the what was it in the then sequence? I thought it
I
was.
don't
Was it
think it
not?
was. I
Was it
think
was it in My Time of Dying?
I think it was all
Yeah,
Tessa. It
okay.
was all Tessa.
Okay, yeah, it was in My Time of Dying then.
Oh, so
Never mind.
you're talking about Dean dying in season 2, basically.
Yeah, I remember there was a scene in the then sequence where he's in the hospital and I got it mixed up which one it was.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing the way I recognize that episode now is through the title that we gave it in the podcast.
Feet.
Feet. All this is happening while Dean is watching the husband like get into his car while super drunk. And he's like off driving away. So Dean goes, okay, whatever, like I'll kill the girl, but like let me handle this first. So he hops into the car, but like obviously the guy can't see him and he's trying to tell him to stop the car, but like obviously it's not working. And so he removes the ring as the guy's about to hit like a giant truck so that he can
Yeah. Also,
veer.
to be clear, he's not just drunk driving. I think it's clear that he's
Yeah, he's
trying to
trying to kill
kill
himself.
himself.
Like Dean comes in because he sees that he's drunk driving. And then as the driving progresses, it becomes more and more obvious that he is suicidal. Dean swerves the car so that it crashes into an empty car instead of the giant fucking moving truck. The guy is unconscious for a bit. Still a pretty bad car crash, but not like death bad, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so Dean opens up the door, heads out, and says like, "Can we, Tessa? Like, I need a ride home. Like, I know I didn't do it, but like, can you just at least zap me back?" And we have this like extended bit where the guy in the car wakes up, and he's like, look, he
Yeah.
looks over at Dean, and he sees the moment when Dean becomes invisible.
Mm.
This is never revisited, but it is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Dean puts back the ring on, and Tess is there. But he decides that he needs to finish the job, so he goes to the room where Hillary is.
Hillary being the little girl.
Yeah. And he whispers to the dad, like, you have to wake up because I'm gonna kill her now. And the dad, like, steers awake. And then he touches the girl's hand and she dies. The last scene of this whole thing is the girl in spirit form now, like looking at her body being resuscitated, and her dad is watching on the side. And she goes like, "What about my dad?" And Dean says he'll be fine. The girl asks, "Really?" And Dean says, "I have no idea." And the girl says, "I can't just leave him. It's not fair." And Dean goes, "I know." So she asks, "Why?" And Dean says, "Well, there's a natural order to things." And Hillary, the kid, says, "Well, natural order is stupid." And Dean agrees. It's such a nothing. Like,
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is the kind of shit that, again, you learn in like a special Elmo episode where they talk about death. Or I don't know. Like I think an Elmo episode is actually gonna have a little bit more complexity. But I don't know. Like it just feels so it's so nothing in the kind of thing that it's trying to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And Supernatural is not typically a show I have high expectations on things. But like
Mm-hmm.
whenever they talk about death and like meaning of like dying
Mm.
and also like fate and free will and blah blah blah. I do think they generally always have something interesting to say at least. And so it is completely fascinating to watch this episode try to have this message. And like I get that they're trying to attribute it to Dean's life. And that's the entire relevance, which is what,
Mm.
that says later. Like the whole point of this is to teach you, Dean, a lesson. But when laid out like this, it just seems so like what
Yeah.
like so stupid. It
I
seems so
agree.
juvenile, is what I think.
Yeah. I don't know. Can it be attributed to just Dean being a hunter? Like, I don't know, I guess his whole job is to prevent people from dying, and then the people who do die are the people he kills who deserve it. So,
Yeah.
like, he just hasn't thought about it that much, but also his dad died. And
Yeah.
Ellen and Joe died, and Pamela died.
Yeah, I kept on thinking about Ellen and Joe this episode because
Mm-hmm.
like that is
Dean
what
mentioned their deaths last episode.
yeah, that and two, like there is a there is like a whole sense of like question. There's the running question in this episode is like, why die? What's the point? Or like, what's the
Mm.
point of living? You know? And like, I feel like having a like, I feel like Joe and Ellen do have a kind of senseless death.
Mm.
Like it, like in terms of like something that Dean can chew on and analyze. He can think about how like his dad died for a cause, which is to keep him alive, or like
Right.
stuff like that. Like most hunters die in the hunt, but like Ellen and Joe,
They also died on a
yeah,
hunt.
but it was I don't like Ellen died to stay behind to stay with Joe, and
Mm.
like I think that is something. Like she was trying to do something in that moment. But like
Yeah.
I feel like with Joe's death specifically, it was because at that moment they were trying to get to Lucifer and it wasn't like even there yet, you know? Like she died in the pre-hunt is what it feels like. Which is
Yeah.
like,
What was it? She had to blow up the building because of the hellhounds?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even get to the point of the main contention of the episode yet. And so,
Mm.
I don't know, like, and I think that is the most relevant death that I can think of that Dean has experienced recently.
Yeah.
I
What
suppose
was
he experienced
Pamela's
Sam's
death?
death. Pamela's death was in season 4.
5? No. Wasn't it in my... No, wait, what was it? It was in... Was it in season 4?
It was because she whispered to Sam, I know what you're up to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She was in a hotel room and there were demons. What happened in that episode?
Sam and Dean went to die for whatever
Oh,
reason.
real?
And she has to bring them back. Oh, no, no. They like just went to sleep for some reason. I don't know. They were doing something.
Was this the hunt where there was that kid?
Kid? I don't think it was the kid. Or maybe it was. I'm not sure, but it's something
Uh-huh.
where
Okay, so
they,
yeah, Ellen and Joe were more recent.
yeah. And also, like, I don't know, they're closer to Ellen and Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I suppose it is interesting. It did remind me also, I guess, because the death that they most focus on is about mourning the loss of a child.
Mm-hmm.
So that's relevant, I guess. Also,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it is, I never really, I think in the past, I know from stuff that, like, people are sensitive about children dying.
Mm.
And I never really understood it as a kid.
Mm.
But like I think I understand it now that I'm older. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, like watching like seeing this is like more upsetting than like the nurse, for example.
Mm.
Sorry to that nurse. No, but I just mean like I do find the choice that they make interesting. Although I suppose it is the easiest choice to make.
Yeah.
But like the focus on like the dad being the one who was left behind with no one.
Mm.
And like there's like an early mention of, oh yeah, that was your mom when she was that age, when she was your age, implying that
Yeah.
like the mom is not around, probably dead.
Yeah.
So I don't know, there's like a lot of projection happening for Dean this episode, etc.
Yeah. Bobby's trying to track down the escaped Sam Winchester, and he's able to do so because Sam's injuries means that he's smearing
Bleeding
blood
everywhere.
all around, and Bobby's just following that trail. Bobby gets to a shed, and then Sam knocks him out and drags him in there. And Bobby wakes up, tied up. Sam's sharpening a knife. So
Iconic,
funny.
honestly.
Yeah, and Bobby goes, listen to me. You don't want to do this, Sam. I've been like a father to you, boy. Somewhere inside, you've got to know that. And Sam's like, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm doing this. And he's about to stab Bobby, but then Dean's back, and he grabs Sam's arm and then knocks him out. Now Sam's in the panic room, tied up. Classic Sam position to be in. And Dean goes, I can't keep doing this. What am I gonna do? Tie him up every time he tries to kill someone? Incredibly funny sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't think he would do unless he had a good reason.
Yeah, and he had an excellent reason for this one.
He has a really good reason. And Dean goes, I mean, he's capable of anything, is how Bobby finishes it. And yeah, that's their issue, just that he was able to try to go after Bobby,
Does he need to
etc.,
eat?
etc. I think so. We've seen him eat, at
Yeah,
least,
but does
right?
he need to?
Well, if he hasn't been sleeping because he doesn't need to, I
He
don't know
needs,
why he would
yeah.
put up the eating front. Unless he just loves it.
No, I suppose if he, no, I thought what you were gonna say is if he's not sleeping, he needs to get
Oh,
his
eat
energy
more to keep
somewhere.
his
Yeah.
body going. Yeah, that's also possible.
Does he need to drink water?
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Dean's like, I don't know what to do. But luckily, he doesn't have to struggle any longer because he's the specialist boy in the world. He learned his Aesop fable, and now he will be rewarded for it, just like Jane
Jane
Eyre and
Eyre.
her rich uncle.
Literally.
Yeah. Except, did Jane even learn anything? I think she was always right and always knew everything.
I know, literally. I still haven't finished it, so I don't know.
Yeah, so Dean sees Death there, who gets him a special bacon hot dog. Death goes like, I'm just gonna have a little treat before I put the ring back on. But he was doing his job, right? Like, people were dying.
I don't
Still?
actually know. And also, is he alone in this?
Yeah, no, because, like, there's a lot of people who die.
Yeah.
I don't know, and we'll probably never know. And yeah, he's like, yeah, sometimes I wish I just wasn't wearing it, but you understand me now. And Death goes, if you could go back, would you have killed that girl without all of your protestations? And Dean says, yes. And Death is surprised and glad to hear it. And he thinks that Dean has learned that messing with the natural order isn't fun when you have to clean up afterwards. And he says that the human soul is very vulnerable and impermanent and strong and valuable. And that's what he learned today.
Yay!
So true, I guess. And Dean's like, you know what? I bet you knew that I wasn't gonna win this bet, and I want you to admit that. Like, obviously. Why do people make bets they think they're gonna lose? So
he wants Death to admit that it's been rigged from the start, which is like, are you
it's
5 years
not been
old?
rigged. It's not rigged. He read something in your character, and then he made you a bet. Like, you could only think of it's rigged if you were like, this is gonna be so easy. Like, why would he think it would be so easy? Because he's stupid? Yes. So, anyway, Death is like, but you know what? I'll just get Sam's soul for you anyway.
Yeah.
Just cause, well, you know, I fucking hate you guys, but I feel like you guys are figuring something out, and I want you to keep doing it. It's about the souls. You'll understand when you need to. Fucking stupid. That's just like, okay, gonna do it now. 75% chance that it works. 25% is if Cass betrays you so horribly, I guess. They rush down to the basement, to the panic room, and Sam sees Death coming at him with a suitcase, and Sam's freaking out. He's panicking in the panic room.
Yeah.
And
what else is the panic room for?
Yeah, and he's yelling like, don't touch me, please don't do this. It's not very pleasant that this is happening, but yeah, Death is unswayed, and he says, it might feel a little itchy. Do me a favor. Don't scratch the wall.
Yeah.
And Sam, at this point, starts begging Dean, not Death, to make it stop.
But you did make me so miserable.
Yeah. 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 But it doesn't work, and his soul goes back in, and Sam starts screaming, and the episode ends.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well.
Well.
What did you think about this episode? As I've said, I mean, I said I liked it. But
Yeah.
from our discussion, it makes it seem like that was ridiculous. But those ideas can coexist, so...
Yeah. I think it was pretty good. I liked the Sam portions. The Dean portions, like, okay, I know where this is going.
I think it's, like, hilariously the way it is. You know? And I think some bits of it are very interesting. So there's that. Best line, worst line.
I think my first instinct for best line is that as soon as Sam's left alone with Bobby, he goes, "So is this the part where you pull a gun on me and lock me in the panic room?"
Yeah, that is pretty good.
I love panic room mention. Love it.
As I said earlier, I like the "it will feel itchy, don't scratch it" line. Like, I just think it delivers both a real thing and an abstraction to what is going on in this situation. I do actually have a worse line that I felt strongly about. I completely forgot to talk about it earlier. But it's the one where after hitting Sam with the stick or whatever it is, Bobby goes, "I was born at night, but not last night." And it was so corny. And he was saying it to nobody because Sam's unconscious.
Yeah.
And I was like, you think you're so cool, Bobby? I was a hater.
Okay, see, I said the same thing about when Crowley said, like, "Guess I lost my head," when he beheaded
that's also what I remember.
The shapeshifter.
So yeah, maybe Crowley and Bobby are for each other.
No, for real, they are perfect for each other. Do I have a worse line? I'm sure I do. Let's just go with when Dean tells the doctor, like, "I'm no, like, germaphobe, but what's up with where you live," or whatever he says.
Spread those sheets. Spread those sheets. What is our... Do we have any stats situation?
I think we could give a racism point.
Yeah. I do think it's evident enough that it warrants more than a 1, so I would give it a 2.
Alright, slay.
But I don't think there's others. Like, I don't think there's, like, really any homophobia or misogyny in this episode.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They were pretty normal about Tessa.
Shout out Sarah Gamble.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
you know what? Maybe it was Robert Singer. Have you thought about that? Maybe the great feminist Robert Singer really helped Sarah Gamble whittle down the misogyny in this episode that she originally put in.
Literally. But I think I do love that, like, I love Tessa. Like, the more she's around, the more I love her. I don't know if she's ever gonna be back. But... Do you want me to look?
I think so, because we'd probably see her die, right?
I don't know.
Alright.
You know what? I'm not gonna look it up so we can both be shocked and upset.
Yeah.
IMDb?
This is liked. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
8.9? That might be a bit much. I'll just do it. I'll just say it. I'll just do it.
I'll go with an 8.7.
All right.
Holy shit! You got it! It's a 9.1.
Oh my god!
No, I mean, you didn't get it, but, like, it's a 9.1, so you're closer.
This never happens.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I should have gone higher.
People love death. And, of course, Tessa.
Death of his ambiguous accent, where sometimes he's American and sometimes he's British.
I was like, wow, he's just like me for real. Yeah.
Yeah, and we also get Balthazar this episode, who has a British parentheses question mark parentheses dash Scottish dash French accent.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Somebody's calling Supernatural SN for short instead of SPN. That feels so wrong to me.
Yeah. Part of you is saying that, like, it's nice that Dean remembered Adam. So true.
Yeah.
What the fuck was Dean even gonna tell Ben about, like, why he died?
Yeah, I don't know. Just
Hey Ben,
like,
if you're receiving this letter, I'm dead. What a terrifying letter to
yeah,
receive. Well, what even would he say
yeah.
is the reason? Like, he has to.
He could just lie. He could just say I died on a hunt and I had whoever was with me send this letter because I died. Sorry for shoving you that time. I was a vampire. Bye.
Yeah. This one episode would turn almost anybody into a fan of Supernatural because it's a standalone
Untrue.
episode. There are so many dramatic, poignant, and ironic moments.
What?
It is instantly relatable to almost any viewer, even somebody who has never seen an episode of SPN. I don't know with this one. I think that's fundamentally untrue, like every part of that statement.
Okay, wait, this review from June 2020. I love Dean, like I have an unhealthy obsession with the character, but my added 10 years from 14 and the rewatch has me seriously annoyed. Dean is an idiot. I also hate that Sam gets blamed for the apocalypse, because if anyone should even be blamed, it's Dean. Shout out to this person. Love this journey.
No, literally. I went through that.
Yeah.
But I'm a cast girl, true and true.
Yeah. I felt like I missed something. Like I missed Sam being worse, something happening. Also, what happened to the demon blood. I just wanted to see more of evil Sam. Love this journey for you.
We need to say goodbye now to Soulless Sam. We almost forgot. Goodbye, Soulless Sam.
Bye, Soulless Sam.
Will be missed.
Yeah. God. I wonder how he's gonna be next episode.
Yeah.
Like, does he remember all the shit he did that he just tried to kill Bobby?
Yeah. Also, it's wild that Soulless Sam is like an 11 episode arc. It feels so poignant. It's the last big thing that happens to Sam.
I mean, that's not true. Season 8 happens to Sam. Yeah, Gadriel happens to Sam.
Season 9 happens to Sam.
Season, is it 13 or 12 where there's like Apocalypse World and Lucifer?
That's true.
Happens to Sam. He got kidnapped by the British men of letters. That happened to Sam.
He gets like really close up foot torture. Yeah.
That happened to Sam. Yeah.
He thinks he's talking to God and he's actually talking to Lucifer. Pretty cool thing to happen to Sam.
Pretty cool thing that happened to Sam. He meets Eileen. That happens to Sam. He goes on a date stuff. With her. That happens to Sam.
Literally, he stabs Rowena homoerotically. Like, it's so important.
Literally homoerotically.
Yeah, it counts as homoerotic.
Yeah, a lot of things happen to Sam.
Well, anyway, this is the one thing that happened to Sam that is over now.
Yeah.
Bye, Soulless Sam. And
goodbye, Soulless Sam.
That's it for this episode of Busty Asian Beauties. Next week, we will be discussing Season 6, Episode 12.
Like a Virgin?
Like a Virgin.
Maybe this is about Sam being back.
I mean, it is the first episode where Soulless Sam is now Souled Sam. So, who knows? Well, leave us a rating or review wherever you get your podcasties.
Follow us on social media. We are on Tumblr at bustyasianbeautiespod.tumblr.com. Our official tag is BABPOD, BABPod. Thanks to everyone who's donated to our Ko-fi at ko-fi.com/bustyasianbeautiespod, which is where our outtakes live. And check out our merch at babpod.redbubble.com.
If you have any recommendations for outtakes you want to hear from us, we'd love to do it. We'd love to do it.
I love that you're still trying to do this.
know, because we haven't posted anything in a while in our Ko-fi. So
because we don't chat that much anymore, I guess.
yeah,
During the
during
episode.
the episode recording. Also, no, I think we do actually chat. I just delete them now. I'm too lazy to
Because
put them
it's
in there.
not. Yeah,
Like,
so true.
yeah. I think we've run out of things to talk about with each other. Like, we've already told all of our funny
What about
stories.
Jane Eyre?
No, that's true. If you want us to talk about Jane Eyre in the fucking coffee, we'd love it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want me to talk about the web series, The Autobiography of Jane Eyre, also let me know.
You know, I have been reading a lot recently, so if you guys want to hear like reviews of things that I've been reading, I'd love to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, email us at messagevideosmod@gmail.com. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.